The new year is upon us. That means a massive content coming at us at an increasing rate. With so many films, I thought it best to break up what is the most anticipated to come this year. As usual, this is my personal list. Feel free to share your own.
Do it!
I'd like to mention today's sponsor, myself. Creating content is a passion of mine, and with that, I'd like to explore more avenues. I need your support to get it done and help create a backbone for my channel. For those of you willing to support me beyond subscribing, I offer exclusive reviews, behind the scenes footage, and more on my Patreon page. For as little as $1, you can make me one happy tot. Support goes a long way into crafting higher quality content. For now, back to the top 10. Number 10, Free Guy. Ryan Reynolds' summer flick is a consideration that could go back and forth as to being on this list. While the actor is getting pretty infamous for virtually playing himself in every role, the concept of a non-player character becoming sentient in the Sean Levy-directed film is highly interesting. Levy, with screenwriting support from Zach Penn, who also created the massively underrated The Last Action Hero, have created something pretty fresh. The trailer looked promising, and for now, that's enough to consider a theater viewing. Number 9, Morbius. With films like Joker taking risks on mature content, you have to get excited about future films like Morbius on the release schedule. The film, based on the Marvel character, follows a well-respected biologist who, after a failed biochemical experiment, becomes the vampire anti-hero Morbius. Ironically enough, Joker actor Jared Leto will take lead as Michael Morbius in this summer blockbuster. The first release picture of the actor did bring much excitement to the fan base, but I do have my worries with the writing team of Matt Sazasma and Burke Sharpless. The two wrote some of the worst films in the last decade. Regardless, I think we will all be excited to see what kind of bite Leto has as the anti-hero Morbius.
Until the remedy is worse than the disease.
Number 8, G.I. Joe Snake Eyes. While the theatrically released G.I. Joe films of recent have missed the mark for Paramount, the studio has done one thing right: Snake Eyes. The character, wonderfully played by the real-life ninja himself, Ray Park, was done to justice in both films. Despite this, the new film directed by Robert Schwinke will see a new actor in the role of Snake in the form of Henry Golding. Golding made a big splash in 2018 for his part in Crazy Rich Asians, and despite his clear talents on the big screen, does net me concerned about the character. In the comics, Snake Eyes is a white man that finds almost a new beginning in Asian culture, which plays into the fish out of water that made Snake Eyes' origins so unique. So while the change is different and should be noted, anytime you get to see one of the greatest comic book characters on screen, you have to be excited. Number 7, Ghostbusters Afterlife. It's really a shame that it took Sony a second try to finally realize what fans of the Ghostbusters series wanted. This upcoming summer flick looks to go back to the original roots by ignoring the disaster that was the 2016 film in the hopes of reliving some nostalgia with some serious tone. And hopefully less of this.
Oh, for real? See, Abby, I told you to have that sandwich, man. Low blood sugar is serious.
And here we go!
I guess she's not bending her knees enough, right?
The trailer promised plenty of intrigue and some adventure. Jason Reitman, who directed such underrated films like Thank You for Smoking, Tully, and Up in the Air, might just be the right man for the job. If nothing else, I'm sure the internet will be ablaze once more. Number 6, King Kong vs. Godzilla. King Kong Skull Island was a completely competent and fine action movie, as was the two recent Godzilla films. Put the two together, you have the makings of an action blockbuster worthy of the biggest screen in town. Honestly, you don't need to say much about these two, but go see it. Number 5, Venom 2. 2018's Venom was a worldwide hit, bringing in nearly $856 million. The film was also all over the place on tone, with tons of action, WTF moments, some suspense, and some perhaps unintentional humor. Beyond all these issues the first Venom had, it had plenty of potential for sequels with the always great Tom Hardy at the center as the anti-hero Eddie Brock. For the second film, Andy Serkis will be taking over the reins as director, and this has created a newfound excitement for the upcoming film. That, and of course seeing the villainous Carnage. Hopefully Venom 2 works out the kinks and delivers a killer crowd pleaser. Number 4. Top Gun Maverick. What year is it? 2020? Returning to the 1986 classic at this time feels like an oddity, but with the ageless wonder Tom Cruise at the helm, nothing seems impossible. The trailers have been a total blast, showing a truly lively film with plenty of crowd-pleasing moments for fans and newcomers alike. It will be truly interesting to see how deep the writing team and the film director Joseph Kosinski go into the character of Maverick. The trailer does bring up some character questions, and it will be fascinating to see if the film does go for the character study route.
The end is inevitable, Maverick. Your kind is headed for extinction.
Maybe so, sir. But not today.
Number 3. No Time to Die. This honestly could be interchangeable with number 2. The final outing for Daniel Craig as James Bond looks like the perfect way to go out. The high-octane spy thriller has Bond facing a new adversary with Academy Award-winning Rami Malek stepping in. While the series has been full of highs and lows, it's been non-stop entertaining throughout, and I expect nothing short. Craig's final film as the iconic character has the makings to be the best in the series. Number 2. Dune. One of the best directors in Hollywood, a star-studded cast, and a remarkable piece of science fiction. This year will end on a high note as Denis Villeneuve releases WB's Dune. This is said to be a two-part film, breaking in half the epic 722-page novel of the same name by Frank Herbert. I would do my best to explain Dune, but in all honesty, I'm not sure if Frank Herbert even knew what was going on himself. All you need to know, Denis Villeneuve, science fiction. Number 1. Tenet. The day Christopher Nolan's upcoming film isn't one of the most anticipated films of the year is a day I don't want to be here anymore.
Everybody got that?
The upcoming action thriller is one of the highest budget IPs of all time, with a great cast that includes John David Washington and Robert Pattinson in the lead roles. So much about this film remains in question, with some thinking of a possible relation to Inception. Regardless, from the trailers, stakes are high with the hopes of avoiding World War III through the means of time travel. All I can say, plan to be blown away.
Don't try to understand it. Feel it.
This year is full to the brim of upcoming films. Without going into rants, it's impossible to name every one. What are you looking forward to this year? Let me know in the comments. Be sure to subscribe, smash that like button, and I will see you on the next video. Hey Tots, thanks for watching. Big thanks to my Patreon supporters for supporting the channel and myself. Be sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you soon.